Welcome to another exciting episode of Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. I'm Captain Kyle.
And I'm Constance. I'm here to keep your so-called captain in line.
What, you think I need a keeper or something?
You really don't want me to answer that question.
Fair enough. Before we dive into the show, we just wanted to talk about who is allowed to cosplay and, what they should cosplay. All the rules and the restrictions, right?
Rules and restrictions. If you're over 35,
you can cosplay!
If you're just a little bit overweight.
Like me. You can cosplay.
And, if you may not look like the character, be the same color, or have the same creeds.
Who cares? Cosplay anyway.
Mm-hmm. There are no limits to cosplay. Cosplay whoever you want, whatever you want. Be a table if you want.
She was earlier.
I was.
But it doesn't matter if you're tall, short, old, young, Caucasian, African-American, Asian, Vulcan, Bothan, Morlock, Time Lord, pretty much anything you can be.
You're going with aliens now? Really?
The truth is out there.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why our captain needs a keeper.
Should we get started?
Yes, we should.
Allons-y!
In this episode, meet Raven, a teen titan with mystical abilities, who tells us how having a demon father isn't all it's cracked up to be. On Cosplay with Constance, meet two young cosplayers who seem to have stepped or jumped out of our TV screens. Then, meet the cosplayer behind Raven, who is a master of closet cosplay and apparently obsessed with the letter K. In our final segment, we have a bonus interview with Chad Coleman and find out what superhero he'd like to dress as. Suit up, it's time for some cosplay.
Okay, today on the show, our guest happens to be a hero, member of the Teen Titans, and a fashion trendsetter. I would like to introduce to you Raven of the Teen Titans.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Your enthusiasm is contagious.
It didn't sound really sincere.
You're welcome.
That was beautiful.
Oh.
Are you an actress then, by chance?
No.
Okay.
No.
She's scaring me, Kyle. You better get on with the questions.
Okay. So Raven, your mother, I understand, was human.
Yes.
Your father, a demon. Would
Yeah.
you say that makes your family a little dysfunctional?
Dysfunctional is not how I would put it.
How?
You see, Mom's not demon. Dad is demon. Dad is scary. Mom is nice. Family doesn't even talk.
So what was it like growing up in that environment?
Well, you see, I wasn't around Father very often. Mom and I grew up in Azarath. Very peaceful place, by the way. It was pleasant.
So it wasn't Earth.
No.
So
No, not at all.
how does Azarath and Earth compare?
You see, Azarath is clean.
Can I move there?
No. They probably wouldn't take well to you humans.
But aren't they human?
Yes, they are human, but a group of them a long time ago decided that they were going to leave Earth and travel to Azarath in search of, I don't want to say enlightenment, because that's not quite what it is. Just to be better non-human. They didn't like what the humans were doing. So they were like, we're going to pretend to not be human somewhere else.
So they voted themselves off the island.
Pretty much.
Okay.
They are the weakest link. On a
Like-
scale from 1 to awesome powers, how much do you hate your dad?
I'd say like a 12.
But you wouldn't have abilities if it weren't for that part of your heritage.
I could do without the telepathy and the mind links and things sometimes, but the floating I probably wouldn't give up. I'm a little too lazy to walk.
So I've always wondered, though, you're on a team and your powers are rather mystical in nature, but there is a member of the team who's rather technological.
Ah, you're referring to Cyborg.
Yes, I am exactly referring to Cyborg. Do you find yourself at odds with him?
Well, at first I was kind of at odds with everybody. But Cyborg and I got connected at some point.
This is a family show. Okay.
Not-
Oh, okay.
Not that kind of connection.
Okay.
It was more like a mental cyber link, if you will.
Were you ever at evens with any of your teammates? At
Instead
odds?
of
At evens? No? And before I get fired.
You can say those 3 words and point at her. But do your powers like mesh? Or do they conflict? You know, the whole mystical, technical.
I don't feel like we're ever in that situation where like it might be bad. We're all aiming our, cannons and my mystical powers at the same people. It's not like there's any reason for it to be aimed at each other. So
Well, I'm just saying, do they interfere with each other? Or if it caused a really weird thing when they intersected, wouldn't that'd probably be bad for whoever you're aiming at more than for you, right?
I would assume so.
Well, we're almost out of time, but before we go, any advice for potential new Titans, especially ones with, what shall we say, problematical pasts?
I would definitely, I feel that most of the Titans already have semi-problematic past, so if we were to ever adopt future Titans, or if, there was ever a time where we Titans ceased to be teens and then could no longer be Teen Titans and would need younger Titans, I would have to say, if you happen to have a demon father, don't invite him over for dinner.
I think wiser words were never spoken.
Especially on this show.
Speaking of unwise words, we're going to take a break. We're going to go off for some cosplay with Constance.
Are you saying cosplay with Constance isn't wise?
Yes, absolutely.
Burn.
So we'll be back shortly. Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, today on Cosplay with Constance we have some young cosplayers with us, and today we have Luigi.
Hello.
And what's your first name?
Zach.
Hi Zach, and how old are you?
11.
11. This costume's amazing. Who helped you put it together?
Hi, Mom.
Yeah? It looks really good. The buttons, it's one of the best Luigi costumes I've ever seen. Is Luigi one of your favorite characters?
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about Luigi?
My favorite thing about Luigi is that he's so relatable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Do you do like Mario as well?
Yeah, like these overalls are actually from my Mario costume.
You do a Mario as well?
Yeah.
What other characters do you like to dress up as?
Well, I do have the 12th Doctor, which I will be wearing at LA Who this year.
Awesome.
And I have a few others, but like they all got too short for me, so.
Because you kids grow too fast, man. Kids grow way too fast. It's terrifying. So you did mention LA Who. Do you get to go to a lot of conventions with your family?
Yeah, we do.
Does everyone in your family like to dress up?
Yeah, but my dad is what you would call a lazy cosplayer.
So he's like Kyle then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shots fired. What are your favorite parts about going to conventions?
Well, one of my favorite parts of conventions, it's not my favorite part, but getting to see what else people dress up as is always fun. But my favorite thing about conventions is the vendors.
Oh, yes. This kid knows what's up. That's my favorite part as well. Yeah. All right. So one last thing. I'm just going to ask you to do a very Luigi-esque pose into the camera.
Okay.
Nicely done. All right. Thank you. You're here with another young cosplayer. And can you tell us who you're dressed up as?
Wily-kit from Thundercats.
Oh, yes. Thundercats. 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 Hello! Okay. And what's your first name?
Kylie.
Kylie. And how old are you?
11.
11. Your costume is amazing, might I say so. Who helped you put it together?
My parents.
Yeah, how did they put it together? Because this looks handmade and it looks awesome.
You know, I think it is.
Yeah. Do you get to dress up as a lot of different characters?
Yes.
What other characters do you dress as?
I have a Princess Peach, a Princess Zelda. I have a Clara and a Martha.
What are your favorite parts of going to conventions and dressing up?
Well, the thing I like most about it is the celebrity guest stars.
Who are some of your favorite celebrity guests that you were able to meet?
Well, when I go to different Wizard Worlds, I get to meet a lot of WWE wrestlers, and I'm a huge fan of WWE. So
You gotta watch out for the RKO though. All right, we'll sneak up on you. You get to go to a lot of conventions with your family, so I assume your family is a bunch of cosplayers as well?
yep,
That's gotta be a lot of fun. What's your favorite part about being able to go with your family?
because we can all match costumes and go in the costume contests together. That's really cool.
Do you have you ever won one of the costume contests?
No. Actually, hang on. I won once in an Ocean City Halloween parade.
That's awesome. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, what other things do you like besides the Thundercats? What kind of shows, books, movies are you interested in?
I love a lot of book series, but my favorite is the Babysitters Club series. I also like to watch a lot of TV shows like Doctor Who, Every Which Way, The Flash, and coming soon, Supergirl.
Supergirl! Ah, that's really good. Okay, now one more thing. I'm just going to need you to do a pose into the camera for us.
Right.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
Welcome back. Well, as you can imagine, we don't actually have a half-demon among us. We do, though Constance is quite sad about this, we do have, however, a wonderful cosplayer. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, I'm Asha. I actually have a cosplay page. It's called Clockwork Angel Creations, if anyone's interested in checking that out. It's Clockwork with a K, and then Angel with an A, and then Creations with a K.
Okay.
I thought it was creative.
With a K?
Of course.
I am just wondering how you'd spell angel differently without the A.
Yeah, I went above and beyond to say that Clockwork and creative were spelled
You
with
spell
a K.
angel with an E.
K.
Angel.
But
Angel.
it was
Would be angel.
Angel.
yeah. I don't know.
But it says
Welcome to the show.
welcome.
Thanks.
How long have you been a cosplayer?
With a K.
With a K.
I'm never gonna live that one down.
It's okay.
I've been cosplaying probably since my sophomore year of high school, which can't tell you how long that was because I don't really remember.
Cosplay does that to you.
Yeah, I'm almost 20 now, and I was 15, so I started when I was 15, so about 5 years, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good amount of time. Probably actually more than me, but that's all right. What got you started? How did you get inspired to be a cosplayer?
Yes, cosplayer with a C. I was actually, so we had this event at my local library that we called it the Cosplay Anti-Prom.
Where was that when I was in high school?
Yeah, we didn't have that.
A lot of the group were pretty young, and our high school gets, like, everybody in the high school gets off for prom, like, so nobody has to go to school. So the library's like, oh, well, let's give these children something to do so they don't wreck the town.
Valid concern.
Yeah, so basically the day of prom, we had a cosplay anti-prom. The time I was really into Avatar: The Last Airbender, so like my mom and I put together this Katara costume out of like old like karate gis, because it had that like shape with like the kind of like karate gis and kimonos. They all have like that cross look, so like that's kind of what Katara's like the front of her costume looked like. So I was like, well, we're gonna do that.
But that's very cool, and kind of a closet cosplay story, because
Closet with a K.
Actually, most of my cosplay stories are closet cosplay stories. I'm not that adept at sewing. I have a sewing machine and I like to sew, but I'm really not that good at it. I never went to like buy a physical costume. It was always like, okay, what do I have that can look like this? Or I'll go through, we'll go on a big trip to Goodwill and see what we can find. What can we make this look like? Things like that. I was also a very cheap cosplayer.
That's the way to go.
It was very,
That's the way to go.
very cost-effective cosplaying for me, actually. Again, I was in high school. I didn't have a job. Cosplaying can get expensive.
that sounds really good. Yeah, we'll call you the cost-effective cosplayer.
With a K.
With a K. So how many cosplays have you put together using this cost-effective technique?
A lot.
A lot. More than the fingers that you have. Okay.
You can borrow mine?
Maybe not that many. I'm trying to think. So,
Well, why don't you start naming some of the characters you've cosplayed?
all right. So I've done Katara. I did Maka. I did Road Camelot from D. Greyman. It's another anime. I just recently did Storm from the X-Men. That one was another one of those.
I saw that. That was good. That was really good.
Well, thank you. I think this is one of the only ones that I didn't do that for. Honestly, like the cape was actually a Renaissance Fair costume, part of my Renaissance Fair costume years ago. Yeah, so I'd say like at least 6 or so.
Sounds like if you got into like my closet, you would like have like another 20 costumes. So.
Yes.
So it sounds like a lot of your friends and family are supportive of your cosplay, would you?
Oh, definitely. My mom is probably the most supportive of my cosplay. She's always pushing me to try new things, do more things. She's always like, I don't see why you can't do this. And I would like make up all of these excuses. And she's like, nope.
So I take it you go to a lot of cons.
Yeah, I'd say like 3 or 4 a year at least.
Best cosplay experience at a con?
Okay, so that's actually just this past winter, Zenkai Con. I did Raven. It was my first time doing a non-anime character at an anime convention. I had actually wound up running into a huge group of DC cosplayers. We actually just like stayed together as this one unit, and everybody loved like it's always more fun together, and that was one of those things that I had never really experienced, because most of the time I go to cons like alone. We just had a good time together. It was an experience unlike any other. Cosplay really does bring people together. I've always thought that, and
It's
I
like
think
a family.
it's definitely proof, though.
So what do you do, work or student, or what are you outside of when you go to cons? And
Okay, so I'm a student at Temple. I'm a sophomore. I'm actually a film major, so I'm working on becoming a director. I'm really into films. I like telling people what to do, I guess you could say. But no, I really would like to start directing movies and short films. Well, I've already started directing a few short films of my own, but I also work 2 jobs. I'm a hostess at a diner and then at a sports bar restaurant in Chinatown called Banchan, which is awesome.
Thank you, Asha, so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Constance.
Thank you. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, I was mocking you.
Mock.
Mock.
Well, folks, thanks so much. We are actually going to go to a bonus interview, and then we'll come back to say goodbye. Maybe do a little jig. We'll be back. Thanks so much, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Captain Kyle. I'm reporting live from Walker Soccer, Philadelphia. And I'm here with the talented Chad Coleman. He's been in The Walking Dead, and he was in The Wire, and a number of other things, I'm sure. How are you enjoying the con?
Oh, it's great. I just feel like it's such a family atmosphere, and it just lets me know that our show really promotes family and bringing people together, so that's cool.
That is awesome to hear. How many cons do you usually go to?
I can't say for sure. It just depends on whether I'm working on something or not. I can't really say, at least maybe one a month at least.
That's almost as many as I go to. Wow. So when you come to these cons, you see a bunch of people, and they're not dressed like themselves. They might be dressed as, I don't know, Rick or the governor or Tyrese. What do you think about these cosplayers?
I think they're very passionate people who know how to enjoy life and have fun, and it's something that they're passionate about, and they're not afraid to express it, and they're not worried about what anybody thinks about it. I think that's cool, though. It's the ultimate form of flattery, when they choose to dress up like your character.
It's not just imitation, it's like taking an imitation one step beyond, right?
Absolutely, and that's just a whole nother level of appreciation.
Well, that is great to hear. Cosplayers everywhere are very happy that you appreciate them.
Indeed.
So would you ever consider cosplaying a character?
Yeah, the governor.
You want to be the governor.
Do that, right. Well, our actors like to take on things that are totally different from characters that they've played or their own persona, so.
You ever think about doing a superhero?
Yeah, sure, why not?
If you could be any superhero as a cosplay, what would you be?
I'd be Luke Cage.
Oh, Luke Cage, I could definitely see that. In fact, why didn't they cast you for the new Luke Cage show?
That's what I'm asking.
So, what are you working on right now? Any new projects coming up?
Well, I have my own project called Treadwater, and if you go to treadwater.tv and at Treadwater, you'll see what that's about. It's a graphic novel that we're developing to a television show, an interactive web series, and a video game. We'll be at New York Comic-Con, and also have The Expanse coming on the Sci-Fi Network in December, and that's a spaceship drama that we don't have, and I think that's going to take off. And so those are two things that I'm working on that are really important to me.
Sounds very exciting. We're going to look forward to those. Awesome. So what would you say to all your multitudes of fans out there? If you had, what message would you like to give to them?
Hey, thanks so much for the support in my career, and especially those who were a part of The Wire and The Walking Dead, and continue to support the show, and thank you so much for your passion and energy.
Well, thanks so much for speaking with us today.
Indeed.
Now, normally, some of the stars, I've been kissing their hand, but I'm not going to do that with you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. You don't want to send the wrong message here.
Well, we're a very open liberal society now.
I understand, but nonetheless.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and as always, have fun and cosplay on. All right. Well, that's our show. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another cosplayer, because that's kind of what we do. Thanks again to Asha, my wonderful guest.
You're welcome.
Constance, I'm my wonderful co-host.
You were right the first time.
Yes. So we'll see you all hopefully on the con floor. In the meantime, have fun.
And cosplay on.
What she said. Interested in cosplay, but you're not sure where to start? Get my book, Elements of Cosplay, Costume, and Beyond. Available on Amazon.com. Thank you for watching Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. If you enjoyed this episode, here's a few more you may enjoy. And don't forget to click the link to subscribe. Have fun and cosplay on.